Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, Pharaoh and I finished the investigation into Chapter 5's murder, which was at first looking like it was gonna be Kyoko who was dead, because she was missing for quite a long time. And we couldn't really identify the body because there was this freaky explosion, and the body was pretty much burned and charred beyond recognition, except for the hands, which was already making me think, oh, this can't be Kyoko. But then at the end, when we were about to go into the elevator, Kyoko reappeared, all dramatically. So she's definitely not dead, thank goodness. So this will be an interesting trial, to say the least. So, let's get started. Oh, let me see if I can set skills. Do I have anything else new? I think I got this because of Tagami. Increases the influence gauge by 5. Yeah, okay. Alright. There we go. So let's go. I already reviewed the evidence.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class
Ugh,
trial.
that
Soon,
background.
Your votes will determine the results.
Okay, we've heard all
if
this.
you can figure out, then I'll punish
Okay,
everyone.
shut up.
Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Thank you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Okay.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Dude, she's right there. It's so stupid. She's like, yes, I am a ghost. How did you know?
But Kyoko's standing right there.
Stupid.
No, that's a ghost.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, I forgot he's been saying that. She's like, what the frick?
But she has legs and stuff.
Okay.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Hagakure, you got more than a few screws loose, dude. Too much Scooby Snacks, dude. Oh god, I can't do Shaggy's voice. Anyway.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
I'm still shocked that Hagakure was never murdered. Honestly. I would have thought he'd be one of the first to go.
Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Really? We have to do this? Oh my lord, come on.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body that doesn't belong to her is, her gloves? Because the face was burned, so her piercing glare.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
Okay.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
Well, Monokuma did say she has scars.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Yep.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
No, because the hand was perfectly intact.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Oh my lord. There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. I was about to give him the Shuichi voice. I'm so used to V3. And I haven't voiced Makoto in a long time because I usually have like my guest star voicing him. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... Here we go. What's it gonna be? Tattoo in the right hand. Oh, the fake nails, because you can't wear gloves with fake nails that big. Come on.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Possible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Yeah?
No, that's
Yeah. God, this feels so much easier than V3.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Yep.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Exactly.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Shut up.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life.
Mm-hmm.
If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Duh. What a waste of time, but okay.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Has to be, you know, Mukuro. It's pretty obvious. Exploded body analysis, tattoo on the right hand, maybe?
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face
Whoa.
was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
I think we can identify the body. And the one thing they can tell us was on the victim's own body. Yep, okay. Right hand.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Here we go.
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
Mm-hmm.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Shut up.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Most of the deaths in this game have been cruel and unusual, so...
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Okay, you guys, I need you who are watching this to rewind to a minute ago when we saw Asahina. Her hair looked completely different on top. It was like all spiky and weird. And I was like, wait, is her hair normally like that? And then I see her right now. I'm like, oh, it's a neat little swirl. That's right. So what the frick was that, game? I can't believe they made an entirely different look for her on accident. Interesting. So yeah, you guys should totally look at that. I'm sure when I'm editing this video, I will see it again myself.
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Oh my god, Toko, please, keep your kinks out.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Yep. If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. This would be... where is it? Where is it? Is it? Her profile? Where is it? Fenrir. Yes.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Did you just say her name Mukuro? Ooh, you said it's so weird. Okay, whatever.
Okay, so...
Little.
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... Really? Okay, what's it gonna say? Should be wolf. Oh, that's easy. Give me enough. What a waste of time. Give me an F.
Now I understand.
That's the stupidest, easiest Hangman's Gambit ever. Okay.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast.
Yeah.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
Your friend is speaking up, huh?
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Man, why is my game all glitchy today? That's not good. Game. Why are you getting all glitchy on me? Huh.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a coup last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
There you go.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description.
No, they said she was the ultimate soldier.
All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
There you go.
If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Which is shocking considering she's been so smart up until now.
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character?
Ooh, breaking the fourth wall.
Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
You seem very certain of that.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
You normally don't say that. I feel like you're saying that for a reason.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Oh boy.
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Yep.
Huh?
It's not good either.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be 2 suspects. That would be Makoto and Kyoko.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
Yep.
That's right. The 4 of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the 4 of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Yep.
exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow, I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
You know he's not gonna listen about you being sick.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place.
Okay.
Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
Which was 9 in the morning?
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
I just saw how many hearts I have. Jeez. That's a lot. Okay. That's when she told him it was before 9. Yeah.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
It's a huge gap.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
7?
Oh, yeah. Right around 7:30.
Yeah, 7:30.
I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Okay.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Okay then, looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Okay. Sprinklers, right? Has to do with the sprinklers?
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock.
Who's saying different times?
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Okay. There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse was almost totally dry. Yep, sprinklers. In which case, I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So
I don't-
Makoto, if you have
Any objections, now would be the time.
Okay.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Think it's his
It
statement,
took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
right? Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Because the sprinklers were on.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Ah, okay. There we
Hold
go.
on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
It's because we put out the fire.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Girl, you just said it yourself right now. You're so stupid. Oh my god, you're almost as bad as Mew. Jesus. I have a feeling it's gonna be a stupid bullet time battle right now. Which is dumb. Because you're not in danger, so why would I do a bullet time battle? Panic talk, whatever. Panic talk action, bullet time battle, whatever you guys call it. It changes all the time. Let me see.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Oh, shut up, girl.
Man, you're totally wacko.
Yep.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Oh boy. Need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. There we go. I hate this.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! That's enough! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything!
Okay, that was actually easy.
How can you say
This should prove it.
It wasn't the sprinkler because of the... What did it say? So I didn't even read that. I think exploded body analysis.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
I'm lucky that it wasn't the type that you had to change the bullet. I should have read it. I'm stupid. But yeah, that was actually the easiest time I've had. Because you know what I realized? Was it last trial that I was struggling? It's because I forgot to reload. And I was like, oh yeah, you gotta press X to reload. But I got it this time.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Yes.
so they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
Stop being a pervert, please.
I'm so sick of her.
Girl, I feel you.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
Okay.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
Uh-oh.
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Oh boy. She's been quiet. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Makoto's killer is... No! I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
Uh-oh.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Oh boy.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
She's gonna fight back now. Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
I believe it.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
Interesting. Reminds me of V3.
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Come on, girl. Speak up.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
She's betraying him. Oh, that sucks.
Huh?
Oh boy.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
I know why, too. Oh, that sucks.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take was covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Oh boy. Certain something at the scene was used to cover the body. Would it have been the tarp?
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
Yikes.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Yep. Which is still weird, because shouldn't there be blood there? But, okay.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh boy. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? That's what I was thinking. Shouldn't it be dirty? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Okay. Wow. Haven't had to go up against her like this before. The body before the explosion, right?
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side...
This one? Nope. Oops. Yes, I see. So what you're saying is, I have absolutely no idea. I screwed up. Let's think about it one more time. Must be a conscious. I jumped the gun. Sorry.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Okay.
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
There.
No, it's wrong.
Right? Okay.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Right.
Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
I don't know.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
It's because of the knife that it didn't touch the blood? You know?
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
What do you mean? Huh? The blood was camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
Whoa. Oh. Oh, the chicken. Wonder where the chicken's body is.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
Jeez. This killer thought of everything, huh?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time.
Mm-hmm.
The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Yeah. Damn, she's smart. They got blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean the poor chicken.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
Mm-hmm.
But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
Yep.
Man,
Poor chicken.
that's messed up.
Yep.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Zahina.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Oh boy.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right?
Yep.
But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
Good point.
But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No, it was draped over the body, right?
I think so.
You sure? No.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
There you go.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
That they put the jacket over the body.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body. The coat they'd already covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
That's not good.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Yeah.
Maybe. But still.
Something's weird though.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Oh no. Man, you really are pointing the finger at me.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Oh boy.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Ooh.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Oh man. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. This is not good. Ultimate betrayal. Oh, this is new evidence. Okay, disguised dead body.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one.
Can I look at that? How do I look at that?
Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Dude, you're so stupid.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
Oh boy, the knife.
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
This is a case where we're actually lucky they don't do fingerprints, because his fingerprints would be on it. They'd be like, oh, Makoto's knife had the knife. So oh no, she's still gonna say he had the knife though. Ah, crap.
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere
shoot.
before.
Here we go.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
That you guys pawned it off on poor Makoto. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. And that was actually Kyoko's idea. Oh crap.
The knife we gave to Makoto?
Kyoko, have you been planning to set him up all along?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
Dude,
it's not that I hid it. It's just...
it looks so bad. I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her. But the cover-up and everything, there's no way he did that while he was in this feverish state. You have to be really clear thinking to think of all that.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. This is not good. Oh.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
Is it?
You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
We've already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body. Oh, so she wasn't stabbed. Got it.
The knife we found lodged in the same one. It really is, isn't
Got
it?
it.
If he did have that, that seals it.
Just because I had the knife that automatic.
Well, getting stabbed is...
Oh! That's the button I was trying to press earlier.
No, that's wrong.
There we go.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Okay.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Yep.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Okay.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. No. There's no way that was possible. Wait. I can't remember. What does it say? Stabbed a single time with a knife. Also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, with these at least several days old. So then, getting struck in the head must have killed her. Okay. Exact condition of the body is written down for everyone to see. Okay.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
So did I.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Yep.
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward.
Okay.
They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but... what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
The bomb, duh.
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
Shut up. Although both Farrah and I agreed, like, where was the bomb? Like, when we found the body, we didn't see the bomb at all. Like, there wasn't a suspiciously round lump there. You know?
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Only one explanation I could think of for the explosion. It would be that damn fragment piece, which took us forever to find.
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
Yep.
It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Oh boy. Here we go. It keeps going back and forth.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Why are you defending her after she's pointed the finger at you, dude? You're so sweet.
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Okay. I already know. It's the hit on her head. I don't know if we have any... Okay, Monokuma file? Is that enough to say that's the proof?
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Oop.
Guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't you because of the knife, right?
No.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Yeah?
More than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Wait, I'm not contradicting anything then. Am I agreeing? Because he said the hit on the back of the head. The knife was a cover-up and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh, which only leaves... Okay, it has to be agreeing, because I didn't see anything I had to contradict.
And it wasn't you then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the...
And more than that,
Okay,
fatal injury has yet to be determined.
should be that one.
No,
There we go. Yes, agree.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
Alright.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
Okay,
But then, what was the murder weapon?
good question.
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
I was wondering, because that's the only thing that like stands out, maybe?
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Not the sharp end, maybe just the handle part?
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
I actually was thinking that, yeah. He's not being totally idiotic.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power.
Well, that's true.
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Oh my god.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
God, he hates her too then.
Seriously?
You two are weird.
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We do?
We already know?
Ah.
I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
I don't know. Hold on. Titanium arrows. I forgot. Oh, wait. Bloody duct tape. Oh, really? Okay, that's so weird. Okay, I think that's so weird when they do that in these games. They take an object. This happened in Ace Attorney Dual Destinies that I'm thinking of right now. They take an object and it's like they use it in a completely weird way by gathering multiple of them. So it could be that the titanium arrows, which normally you would think, oh, you shoot it from a bow and you stab somebody with the sharp end. But instead, they probably gathered a bunch of them and taped them together and used that as a big, heavy blunt object. That's still weird, though. That's weird. Okay. The real murder weapon. Here we go. Okay, it has to be that. It's just weird. I don't like it.
I got it!
Yeah.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her.
Because I didn't think one would be enough.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt
It's
about
just
it.
weird.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
It is weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. At the fact that in order to get access to it, you need that key. Yeah, which Kyoko had.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe.
There we go.
It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master! You have no right!
Oh, too thin. If it was just that titanium arrow, it wouldn't be nearly thick enough, which is why they used... Okay, this is where you used the duct tape then.
Titanium arrow.
Okay,
It was in...
An arrow would just be too thick.
there we go.
No, that's wrong.
I thought we were gonna point out the woodblock key, but it's too soon. That's probably the next
You're
step.
right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
Still weird.
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker...
Here we go.
It was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
We met you there, girl. Why are you lying? We actually met her there during the exploration of the new floor.
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Yep. God, I have a tickle in my throat. Alright, we know she's lying. It's so obvious.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what will happen if you do, don't you?
She ain't protecting you, Makoto.
If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Yeah.
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Oh boy. I have evidence. Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to that dojo locker. Here we go.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
But she looks surprised.
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Wow.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No,
He's a
it's
good
not
guy.
that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you?
Yeah.
Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
I thought that might be the case, that she fought off the person who attacked him.
What?
She was protecting me. Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when she killed the person to defend him? Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me? But now she's been trying to pin it on him, though. Ugh.
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it.
Why?
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? Byakuya should know better than anyone. What does that mean? Yeah, even I'm... When the body was found? I don't know.
Those words you just spoke, what do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Huh.
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Oh! Oh, yeah, he just said it right now. Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, you're right? But then how did she get into your room, Makoto? That's the only thing that I'm like, I'm not so sure about that, but okay. Which would mean...
Those words you just spoke.
Okay, this is an absorption one then.
You should under locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct?
Right.
But could I
Oh,
really have done
I
that?
see.
No, that's wrong.
That's it. Ah. But how did she get in his room?
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room.
That's a loophole, right? Come on.
Why not?
Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant.
And that's why she was surprised when we said, oh yeah, we found it in your room. She's like, huh?
And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then how did that even... Come on. If they say, oh, Makoto's framing her, he couldn't have gotten into her room either then. So what the frick? It's so obvious that somebody else is, you know, doing this.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, it's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. Because she got into your room. Exactly. Okay, here we go. I was like, are we just going to ignore this? But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because She's the killer? Well, she did it to save you. Ugh. Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Yeah, she is determined to solve the mystery. That's why she can't let that happen. This is a trap. Yep, definitely a trap. The mastermind's trap. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko. Well, the mastermind did say they were gonna punish her, or Monokuma said, because of everything she's been up to. But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should he do, you guys? That will be answered in the next episode. I am so evil. I'm gonna save. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this really interesting trial. It went by so much faster than the other ones usually do. But yeah, we are already towards the end. So in the next episode, we will see what Makoto decides to do. Or what I should say, what I decide to do. Alright, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye!